Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to OrganiCity. And this is where we left off from the previous episode. So we have only just a few guys complaining. We have one abandoned. And if we check our education, which is the primary goal whenever you start your city, we can see that we are nearly full capacity of our elementary school, and we have some university people that can attend. So the first thing I will do is increase the capacity. All right, that was simple enough. And let's go ahead and unlock tiles, and I'm going to place our university on this side. All right, so there is a cairn here. Like there's only we don't have any props, so I'm going to take this and just place it in the middle here, so at least we have something. First we need a road, and I need to unlock the large roads. While we're here, we might as well unlock the highways. Right, so we go to school, university. So this provides adults with the highest level of education. Let's go ahead and unlock that, and let's check out how large this is. And you have to assume that there will be attachments, so we need to provide space for that. So this is probably a good spot. And we can also unlock parks. Okay, we have our university in, but we're not going to detail it. We just want to plop it down so people can start attending school. All right, so our immediate priority is to entertain the needs of our citizens. So first, we have unreliable mail service, and we also need internet. So first, let's start with the mail. So I am going to unlock more things. So this area here is where we have our hospital, our police, and fire station. So I'm just going to place our mail in this area as well. And that gave us our big town, which gave us more rewards to unlock and more tiles. And while we're here, I mentioned that I wanted to create a park for our service crew. I'm gonna put down a gym. I'll put down 2. Then I'm also gonna add a dog park, and of course our recreational areas. There we go. I also have space here so that I could increase our capacity, but for now we're gonna leave it blank. Okay, after that, of course, you want to add mailboxes. So let's go ahead and just start placing them around. Okay, that should be more than enough. So now they should be a little more happier. Now let's go ahead and add in the internet service. And of course, when adding your tower, you want to try to keep it in the middle. So what I'm looking at is our large area here. And this looks like a great spot that will cover this area and that. So yep, right here looks good. Okay, now after we added that, you can see now we have all five stars basically. And if we look closer, we still have some issues. We have some high rent, and with that means we need to add in a welfare office. So the welfare office provides financial support for low-income citizens, which increases their well-being and lowers the likelihood of reoccurring crime. And while the city hall is a center for different branches of local government, a more efficient bureaucracy lowers loan interest rates as well as the price of imported goods. So right now we are heavily importing because we are not creating our own products. So let's go ahead and unlock this as well. And now, with that set up, our next step is to increase our income. So there are several ways to increase your hourly income, like for instance, increasing the price of your parking lots, but we are a good mayor and we're gonna do that. We're gonna keep it as default and we're gonna improve our income the natural way. And the natural way is to develop an industrial area. So here you can see that we have ore, fertile land, and oil on this side. We also have oil here, so I'm very tempted to take this, but it's like in the middle of our city, so this might be the best solution or location for our oil, and we'll just have to ignore this. And I'm also not sure how long it will take for the oil to deplete, so I'm just using the alley road to mark the location of the ore area. And now we could start to plan how we are going to build. Okay, I didn't realize it was this elevated. I should have used this as my ground level. So I'm gonna redo this. So it's lacking water and power, so I'm going to upgrade the road. Okay, so now it has power, and let's go ahead and see this in action. So on that side, I use the ore mining. So on this side, we are going to use the coal mining. So they both use the ore resource. So I'm just going to plop it down here. And let's go ahead and create a ring similar to this. I could refine this even further, but for now, this is what we'll do. At least 3 rings looks a little bit more convincing. Okay, that looks good. So what I've learned is, in order to kind of reduce this graphic error, you need to make sure to push back the terrain. So if I zoom out, see, it's less likely. Okay, so let's check the effect of this. So if we go to production, we have a surplus of coal and ore, which is great. And now all we need to do is to create all the other types. So the other industrial types are livestock farming, which can be placed anywhere. Grain farming, which requires fertile land. Vegetable also requires fertile land. And also textile. While forestry just needs a lot of wood. So let's go ahead and start with the grain farming. Okay, let's check out what we have so far. So when it comes to production, we have some surplus and some deficit. And we definitely still need to add in oil and stone. And when it comes to the city itself, if you take a closer look, we have some alerts, and these are high rent. So we have a little bit of increased hourly income, and our population is somewhat stable. And let's check out the happiness of our people. So they are only complaining about high noise. And another thing that you should always try to take a look at is your education. So we have 1,700 eligible. However, we only have 1,500 capacity. So it is definitely time to increase the capacity of our elementary school. However, we have already done that. Therefore, we need to create another elementary school, and I think I'll just add one here rather quickly. So this is just an emergency school, just to make sure that our people are getting educated. Okay, so we're just gonna put that down temporarily, and now we have a capacity of 2,500. Now we definitely have more people. See that it's increasing, which is great. And when it comes to the rent, you know, some of them will complain, but eventually they all kind of disappear. And the great thing is we don't have any commercial complaining. There are no complaints when it comes to commercial. All right, let's go ahead and add in the other industrial types. So here we're gonna plan out our stone quarry. So we have our coal quarry and we also have our ore quarry. And so if you notice, the stone is the one that has that large mill that digs through. In that case, I'm gonna try to put it within the mountain or like higher up the mountain to show that it's kind of digging through. So hopefully that machine will appear. And boom, we are now a great town. So we have unlocked a few more things, but we're just gonna ignore that and continue with our stone quarry. Okay, so we added in our stone quarry, and according to production, we have a surplus, even though it's just that small. I've also added in a few more livestock, so we don't have surplus and we don't have deficit, so this should be perfect. That means we don't have to export or import. I will just upgrade this road so that I don't have to create pipes and electrical areas. There you go, simple enough. Okay, now we officially have all industrial types. So we have surpluses in some places, while in others we need fertile land. But for now, this will suffice. At least we are having 10k positive income. So I wasn't happy that the large bucket wheel excavator didn't appear, so I figure I try again by making the main building more compact by pulling it closer to the edge so that there's more space for the bucket wheel to spawn. And hopefully it'll work this time. And there you go. She appeared. All right. Now that's a lot better. Yeah, all right. Let's try it on this side because nothing is appearing here. So let's do the same exact thing. Okay, now we're 2 for 2. That definitely looks a lot better. So now we need to add more industrial areas here just so that it doesn't seem too empty. So let's go ahead and start creating our generic industrial areas. So for this, we want to flatten out some areas, but not like one large patch. So we're going to put tiny areas of industrial buildings or zone buildings, and then we're just going to slightly scatter them around. Okay, just to make the area look a little more busy, I've added a lot more zonable industries. So we have very low demands, but eventually they will spawn. And I've also made the roads a little more erratic. So at top view, it really looks much more convincing when the roads are not as straight or smooth curve, but the more erratic, like varicose, I guess you can call this varicose veins road layout. I mean, it works at a top view perspective, and yeah, I think if we just continue this format, the whole thing would like come together and look great.